Look at all that gear. Some Loggerheads. Big fans in attendance. Everybody's set to go here at TCO Stadium, and it is our first of four to finish off the evening. It's the Sokol Rhinos ex-Loggerheads getting set to take on the Northern Loonies in a battle for crucial points. And don't kid yourself for 1 second, Abby. This is a big matchup because these points are so vast and varying. And you heard Mike talking about it earlier, that this is one of those situations where they try to avoid the ties. So the way the points are distributed, it's so crucial to win when you can.
Not only crucial for the points, but just for that momentum going into the next stop, and just for pride. No one wants to come out here and lose both games on the day. So Loggerheads taking the pitch. You see Madden on your screen from San Diego, always pulling the strings in the middle, but the two Fijians really stood out on their side.
And how about the play of Derek Adams? He was a breakout star in 2022.
Derek Adams.
Good player. Obviously, he had himself a good season, and I think now when you talk about this Loonies team, I mean, holy smokes, I mean, they're very good. Of course, I think the biggest story over the course of the summer was the signing of Dan Norton, World Sevens all-time leading scorer, Olympic silver medalist, legendary, great British player. I mean, what else can you say?
The all-time leading try scorer, World Rugby ambassador. I guess the list goes on, but we won't pump his ego up too much, and we'll let his play do the talking. So third place matchup here, like you said, crucial points on the board, but the beauty of sevens is you lose a match, yet you get to play again.
All right, I don't know how this isn't sponsored yet, but Wendy Young is the third member of our broadcast team, Abby, and she's down with the weather. So it's another segment of Wendy with the weather. Wendy?
It's windy weather. Yes, it is much better to report from you now. It's not raining anymore, and the sun has gone down behind the beautiful stadium here, and the pitch is going to be, I think, much faster. Hopefully we'll start to see the hands getting picked up.
And Wendy, how about the pitch conditions? We talked about it being a little bit earlier. Anything down there for you? Are you seeing? Is it slippery? Is it slick? Can we expect conditions to be fairly normal?
Yeah, I think we should be back to pretty much normal. It does look like there's some spots that do look a little bit slick, but I think it's this turf, and it is going to dry up really quick as soon as we get some of these games going underway.
All right, love it. Thanks, Wendy. We'll be back with you soon. So the conditions, obviously a factor. They were early on towards the end of the semifinals for the men. Now we're a little back to normal.
Yet an error seen straight away from the Rhinos. That kickoff has to cross the 10-meter line. However, the Loonies did not opt to play it, so it's their option. It's a free kick at the halfway, but they chose the scrum. Again, we've been seeing this option a lot today, and when you have threats like Dan Norton and Marcus Tupuola in your back line, it's not a bad go-to.
Set! Hold, no drive. Stay behind the ball, stay behind the ball.
Love that instruction from the official. Quick run here by Tupuola. Tupuola to the far side, this one booted.
DY 22, or scrum.
Dan Norton, we've seen it from him hundreds of times. A kick, chip and chase. He puts boot to ball, a little too much power in that kick. He was trying to get a penalty, I believe, for being tackled after the fact. However, referee disagrees, and it is ball back in the Rhinos' hands.
It was close. Norton always seems to be smiling no matter what the situation. He's got that grin on his face.
Hold. Set!
Good. Scrum on the far side. Loggerheads with it. They'll make the quick pitch back. Obviously, the ball needs to be moved backwards or laterally, not forward, for those of you new to Rugby Sevens. This one kicked all the way down, and the chase is on.
We don't see this too often in the game of Rugby Sevens because time is such a factor. But a brilliant kick, a brilliant option. The chase was wonderful, and Rhinos get the reward. They have the penalty just 5 meters out.
Such a smart play to move it and give yourself some options, but the Loggerheads pick back up that ball, and they're so close to striking at this point. A good play right here by Toit. Trying to make it inside, the tackle is on, and it is just outside the try zone, Abby.
Referee rewarding Rhinos with the penalty. You hear her saying side entry, so you have to come into that ruck right from the center. So it's a quick tap for Rhinos. Can he be stopped just meters out? And it is held up. That means the Loonies, they were able to get under the ball and disrupt the placement into the try zone, yet they will maintain possession and they are awarded with that 5-meter scrum.
4:04 to go, and this one a little different than what we've seen. Perhaps a touch more calculated and strategic than run and gun score.
Keep your
Not
minds
going
up.
for those quick penalties, a lot of scrums, it's a lot of stop and start. So it slows the game down. It takes that fitness and that conditioning factor out of play.
Set!
Collins, get the right shoulder, right shoulder.
Stay behind the ball. Use it.
Illegal there, driving from the loose head side of the scrum.
Behind
You
the
have
line!
to drive straight. You hear the referee providing direction to the Loonies as the Rhinos ex-Loggerheads look to go quickly.
That was Derek Adams. You hear the official really helping out, talking about the ruck. Rhinos will hand it over to the Loonies.
So there are a lot of infringements happening early on in this match. 4 minutes have already gone by, a lot of exchange of possession, and now Loonies look to exit their own half, but kick does not go very far. Doesn't even make it out of the 22.
Nice catch by the fan in the stands with the fantastic Hare. Guy could play hockey.
Because it was a penalty to the Loonies and they kick it out on the full, it will be their line out. You'll see Rhinos here applying some pressure as they have 80 meters to go for the Loonies.
All right, well, we have a second, and before we get to the half, let's go down to Wendy Young. She spoke to her coaches. Wendy, what do we got?
Yeah, I first want to comment on the Loonies. You know, the coaching staff here seeming a little bit confused by these last couple of infringements that you guys have been talking about and just wanting to have that penalty come to them. It did finally come to them, but to start the match, they're wanting to make sure that they're happy with their defense, and they wanted to be sharper on their restarts. And then on the Rhino Loggerheads, they really want to up that tempo, and then the physicality had to be there for this match.
Hold, no drive.
All right, Wendy, thank you so much. Such great insight down there pitch side. We appreciate it. Rhinos with it. To the middle, that is Tucker Trickey. He'll be tackled down.
No, no, no. Yes, good. Play on. That's fine.
Absolute interaction by the official down low. That ball will come out. Nice tackle. Loggerheads, that's Sokol, number 16, trying to make the play to the inside.
Another penalty, this time Loonies not rolling away. They have to get out of the tackle once it is complete. Rhinos look to move that ball quickly. They have a 2v2 on the edge. Madden looks for the chip in behind. Dan Norton chases back. He regains the ball, a little spin move. Dare he try the chip and chase again?
Norton not going to have the opportunity. Loggerheads all over him. Loonies retain the ball. 55 to go in just this first half. Penalty filled. Fortunately, not too much action to start things off, but into the hands of number 10, Ryan Santos it is. Loggerheads recover. It is a tackle. Gallagher out to the hands of Sokol. Sokol to midfield.
He's on the ball.
You hear the referee saying he's on the ball, so his initial positioning was good, yet he lost his feet diving in. So Rhinos again with the ball, this time quick tapping. They're a little disorganized and not able to break through this Loonies wall.
Over the hands of Sokol at that midfield mark.
Ball still in.
Ball, as you heard the referee, is still in. She's doing our job for us. She doesn't get any extra for that. I'm not sure she's aware.
And the ball is out at that point. And the Loonies looking to run away with this one. No Rhinos in the backfield chasing. It looks like it's Noah Brown dotting it down and finally getting some points on the board.
Well, just as time had expired, Abby, it's a try for the Loonies, and that makes it 5-0 after a very interesting first half that really we didn't see much of that through the semifinals.
Use it now, please.
You see bodies on the floor. It's exhausting out there, but just great awareness from Noah Brown of the rules and the laws of this sport, and then heads up, dots it down, getting some points on the board.
That makes it good on the conversion, so 7-0. The Loonies take that early lead against the Rhinos, and we're off and running in the third place match. It's halftime from TCO Stadium. 7 more minutes of action coming up in this one, but it's the early lead. We'll be back with more right after this.
Yeah, no, I saw it. Yep, him right here is Norton. Yep. Yeah. Yep, that he's mad. Radio, forward, yep. 1 minute or 1 sub? Thank you. Okay, so he's not getting all the way back. Is he coming up early on scrums, you're saying?
I take 3 steps to the left, look at him, look at the thing, and then I'll kick.
You're going which way?
So it's like a 5-second process. Is that okay?
Beautiful, yeah. Thank you for telling me.
That's okay.
I know you're going to go left or right.
Right. And I take 3 steps to my left.
I appreciate that. Thank you. I'll stay right behind you. Let's be on the same team. Let's be on the same team. I have.
Abby, I hate to do this, but things are moving right along here at the TCO Stadium. I know.
I actually have to leave now.
I know,
so good luck.
I know, it's good. It's 7-0 the score. Get the official gear from PR7s at shoppr7s.com. Everybody having a great time. Those young ladies found themselves some gear in the second half about to get underway between the Northern Loonies and the Sokol Rhinos. I crack myself up sometimes.
Well, at least someone's laughing as we get this second half underway.
Loggerheads with the ball early, trying to work their way down this pitch. 100 meters, a long way to go when you're just 7. Still with possession. Vaifale tackled down. Booted ahead. Loonies with it. Just slips out of the hands. Off to the side, but recovered and picked up by Teba. Has to come back the other direction with it. Patience is the key here. That'll go to the hands of 19 and in for the try. And it is Brown again. His second in a row. And another for the Loonies as they go up 12 on the Rhinos.
Noah Brown cleaning up what is a messy passage of play. You have international v international there, the Fijian versus the Englishman. Yet Noah Brown takes the outside, throws the left arm fend, and he's in for a double.
The South Bend, Indiana native from Indiana University. Dad was actually a UFC fighter. He won the championship with Chicago. And he did that on a grade 2 ankle sprain. So Brown, tough man, and the conversion also good. So the number is 14. It's a 2-try difference right now for the Loonies, and the North has come out swinging.
And we've seen earlier in the day how important those conversions are. So 2 tries right in the middle of the pitch, 2 conversions. So that 14 points could be all the difference.
Glad to have you along here, Nick Gismondi, alongside Abby Gostitis, and we're having a fun one. But Wendy Young, she is down low, and she got some insight from the coaches at half.
I did, thank you very much. I talked to the Loonies coaching staff. They're just really applauding that effort in the heart, and he wants them to ride the energy, which I think they're doing. And then the Rhino X Loggerheads, they just need to convert on their opportunities. They are seeing some ball, but they've got to make it count.
Big chance here for the Loggerheads, and talk about that right now. What a run this is. That is in the hands of Teba. Dishes off to Nacuqu. And a quick run that looked like it would go all the way, now slowing his touch, but Derek Adams to the outside. He's got the pace. He'll work his way back to the middle, and he slides in and touches it for try. And just like that, Abby Gostitis, this is back to a battle.
Not many people chase down Teba, but Dan Norton corrals him. The Loonies do well to get back. They recover, yet Derek Adams, the unmarked man in the corner, just pins his ears back. He jumps out of the ankle tap and gets Loggerheads on the board.
And the conversion will count as well. That was certainly a factor in some of the matches earlier. Lost conversions resulted in losses. That mistake not happening right now. The kicks have all been good. Loonies are 2 for 2, and the Rhinos have converted on their first.
Loggerheads looking to regain the momentum in this sevens match. It is a bronze medal up for grabs here. Both of these teams hunting down their first victory.
Loonies with it. They're on their side of midfield. Good run here and a hustle, but Coy taking down. The tackle is very good. To Bourne. Now it is midfield. And the hustle of Noah Brown, who's certainly been the man of this match, if you're asking me so far. To the far side for Wall. Wall is tackled. Ball comes out clean to the hands of Brown. Now dish to Santos. A little bit of time and pace, and pitches down to Coy, who gets taken, but back to the hands of Santos.
Santos just holding that ball in one hand. He does really well there as Loonies maintain possession and look to come back down the short side, but just a little too heavy in the footing. But it was a free play. You hear the referee. Oh, actually, referees giving that ball back to the Loggerheads. So the Looney was in front of the kicker. Didn't know that was what his teammate was opting for. So Noah Brown just in front of the ball. So that's going to be a turnover to the Loggerheads.
Yeah, just a little miscommunication there, and you're still trying to figure things out with your teammates.
I love the option to go back to the short side, but something to be aware of, especially as fatigue starts to set in. You're not realigning as quickly. And so that kick, unfortunately, is a turnover. And you see Teba on the ball here. Quick tap, throws it to his teammate, Nacuqu.
Nacuqu back to Sokol. He's wrapped up big by the large Santos. Loggerhead still with it, but hemmed in. They need some ground and forward. Trailing with 2:05 to go. They're down by a try. They need everything right now. Oh, and a chance here. Loggerheads with a big play and a hard run. Look at the space of Carson O'Donnell. Drops it back for Sisley.
That was a massive bump we saw. We've been speaking of physicality all day, and there is another shot put on from the Loonies, and the Jackal is awarded as well as the Loonies go quickly.
To the hands of Tupuola. Tupuola will dish it across. Over now to McDonald. Holding trapped and taken down hard. A good tackle.
Lockie McDonald ever in the mix. Dan Norton looks to go quickly, yet he's in front of the mark, so ref's gonna bring him back. Have a look here. Shows the dummy, but the big bump. He puts the Looney defender on his back.
This has been a very physical match between these two. No love lost at all with a minute left. In our first third place match, points up for grabs, and that's exactly what you need. The goal is to accumulate as much as you can. You've got one more stop in terms of the West. That'll be in San Jose in July, and then it's on to the finals in DC.
Do not delay. Here's a mark.
I'm hooking.
Referee just supplying a warning here to not delay the game anymore. So as you can see at the top hand of the screen, 46 seconds to go. Loonies ahead by a converted try, so they'll look to maintain possession and end this one.
Set.
The authority of the official is fantastic, by the way. Absolutely commanding the field. Loonies on that far side trying to push it in. Can they cross for a tie? They are close.
He opted to go down the short side. There wasn't much room. Referee throws the long arm up, blows the whistle, and that is a 5-pointer for the Loonies, securing that victory. It is too little, too late for the Rhinos X Loggerheads to climb back from this deficit.
It looked like they'd be stopped, and then it was Kai who picked up that ball after the tackle, picks up the 5 points. It's 19-7. Time the biggest enemy right now to these Loggerheads, and it will be a very big victory for the Loonies, Abby.
Victory indeed, as Nacuqu looks to convert the try. It's a beautiful strike. However, falls just short. Score remains 19-7. Have a look, and it was Coy. He spotted the smallest of gaps, and he had the reach. You see the AR throw the thumbs up, and that's all they needed to award that try.
It's a 19-7 final. What a performance by Noah Brown, number 19 for the Loonies. He certainly was the one that got things started and also finished them off. It was his first half score and the conversion that made it 7-0, and then it was a 14-0 score at 6:10 of the second. Sealed from there. Back with more after this in Minnesota.